Okay, and we're going live with Dutch Stax. Um, this like pops up. There it is. Let's view the deck. So we are continuing the February Finding the Meanest deck in Legacy. I believe my last stream, Streaming Lantern, I found the most miserable deck in Legacy thus far, or most miserable deck in Magic thus far. That would clearly be Lantern Control. So today I'm trying out Dutch Stax. So this is a deck that, with some help from friends, I could probably build in paper, but I've never actually played myself before. I've played other Stax variants like Geddon Stacks, it's just simply mono white stacks, but very like Armageddons and stuff rather than like the 4 moats. There's also usually Utilities main board in that deck. So what I have here is 28 lands, so it's 4 Ancient Tomb, 2 Sage Trader, 4 Flagstones of Trocare, 10 Plains, 4 Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, 4 Wastelands. Sorry about the mismatching. I should probably be a little more careful when I get cards from card order to make sure everything matches. 4 Mox Diamond for some additional mana ramp. With your Soul Lands and Mox Diamond, you can potentially turn 1 a Triosphere. You can also play like turn 1 a Chalice of the Void through Days. And then I have 4 Oblivion Ring for some random spot removal should I need it. It would be really good against like opposing artifacts, enchantments, and planeswalkers. I have 4 Crucible Worlds, so we can actually replay the lands we've pitched with Mox Diamond from our graveyard. We can also replay lands we've discarded or sacrificed with Smokestack. We can also develop a Wasteland lock on our opponent with a greedy mana base. So Crucible Worlds is very great in this deck. It does a lot of different things for you. A lot of times these decks are on like Mistress Factory because we're on like 4 moats in this variant. We're not running Mistress Factory in here. We do have like Elspeth as our win condition though, or Concession through Smokestack's lock. There's 4 Trinospheres, as I mentioned before. You can turn 1 that with an Ancient Tomb or Sage Traders and a Mox Diamond. And it has, as long as it's untapped, each spell will cost less than 3 mana, cost 3 mana instead to cast. So it screws up things like Force of Will, Days. It screws up, it throws your opponent off from casting multiple spells a turn. So that's where Trinosphere comes in. 4 Smokestack, so at the beginning of upkeep, you put a soot counter on it. Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a permanent for each soot counter on it. You can stack these triggers so that you sacrifice before you put soot counters on it. So the first turn you get a soot counter, you don't have to sacrifice anything. Your opponent will, though. On the second turn you do it, you can, again, if you want to take it up, you can sacrifice 1 permanent, then put a soot counter out. So you only sacrifice 1, then your opponent sacrifices 2. So you'll be ahead by 2 permanents at that point. And then you can keep going from there. Naturally, you want something like Crucible Worlds, Blackstones with Trocare, Elspeth, things of that nature, so you can actually get ahead of your smokestacks and not have to worry about getting behind your opponent as far as permanents on board, because that's pretty much how you lose with this deck when you get a smokestack online, is if you're behind in permanents on board and your opponent can maintain your smokestack triggers before you can. You can also usually you're going to hold lands in hand. If you know you can't keep it up, like if I don't have a Crucible Worlds in play, I'm probably going to start holding lands in hand, so that way, once my smokestack eventually wipes the board and goes away, I can immediately start playing lands and doing things again. It's got 4 moats, so moat creatures without flying can't attack. It's great defense against like stuff like Gurmag Angler, Young Pyromancer, and all the tokens it comes with, Tarmogoyf, True Name Nemesis, things of that nature. And it's 4 Elspeth Knight Errant, so she makes creatures that allow you to sacrifice the smokestack, or she can also give creatures +3/+3 and flag until end turn to get over moat. Then her -8 is just, you can emblem with artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. So if you're really in a situation where you need that, generally it's because your opponent has access to things like Abrupt Decay, Maelstrom Pulse, Frozen Grip, just basically cards that can get around the Chalice that'll destroy like some of our more important permanents. Like Abrupt Decay can destroy like our Crucible Worlds, and then if we're trying to maintain a smokestack, that can make it a little more difficult. But again, if we ultimate Elspeth, we've probably won at that point. I can't picture many ways my opponent could actually get ahead on the board at that point. 4 Chalice of the Void, so obviously Chalice, great card. Comes on the battlefield with X charge counters on it. Whenever a player casts a spell for mana cost equal number of charge counters, you counter that spell. So with your Soul Lands or a regular land, Mox Diamond, you can turn 1 Chalice for 1, and if you turn 1 Chalice for 1, your opponent's going to be locked off their cards like Brainstorm, Ponder, Source Plowshares, Thoughtseize, all the 1-drops like Delver, Deathrite, things of that nature. I actually played a practice game earlier today, and I went Plains, Mox Diamond, discard, Tabernacle, Chalice for 1, and my opponent scooped immediately, so the whole match. So that was good. Sideboard, we have 4 Suppression Fields. So Suppression Fields are a great way to screw up your opponent when your opponent's playing a lot of like fetch lands, Planeswalkers, Deathrite Shaman, things of that nature. Its activated abilities cost 2 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. So not great against like elves using Heritage Druid, but amazing against like Deathrite trying to use any of its abilities. It's great against like Jace, Liliana, stuff like that to keep them from using their abilities unless they pay 2 more. It just makes Planeswalkers and other activated abilities very cost inefficient. And then we have for like burn and aggressive decks, we have Timely Reinforcements. If you have less life than an opponent, you gain 6 life. If you control fewer creatures, you can put 3 1/1 White Soldier creature tokens into play. So this gives you the ability to, like, against burn, gain a bunch of life back. It also gives you the ability to, like, get a little bit ahead on board when you want to put a smokestack in play and your opponent has creatures. This can give you a little bit of defense. It also gives you more things to sacrifice to your smokestack, so that way you can maintain it for longer. That's a little more... That second Sarah is a little more irrelevant, but it can happen. It's just not very likely to matter. 3 Rule of Law, so each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. We generally don't want to cast multiple spells a turn. We generally won't be able to because we don't have really the ability to, like, you know, draw a card, cast it, and then draw additional cards. So Rule of Law is going to be very good against Storm. It's going to be great against, like, Miracles, decks that are heavy on cantrips, like Snapcaster Mage decks especially. This card's very good against. And then we have 4 Humility, mostly for Sneak and Show, other creature decks and whatnot, but Humility and Moat is pretty much a hard lock against a lot of decks. Humility makes it so Elves loses all their enters battlefield abilities, so like Reclamation Sage won't be able to start breaking up our lock. Crater Hope Behemoth won't just be like, here's a big creature, kill you. So it gives us the ability to really maintain, to stabilize a board where we might be a little bit behind. Our opponent has like a Grimag Eagler, Delver of Secrets, etc., or Insectile Aberration, whatever you want to call it. So Humility is a real great defensive tool against creature-based decks. It's great against like Maverick, especially where they have like Solid Pride Mage, Reclamation Sage, Netherwell Query, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the deck where we're going to be running. It's very land heavy, so, and we're all 4 ofs on the main board, so it should be quite interesting. We're going to go ahead and jump into this league match, see how it goes. Should hopefully go well, but I have faith. In 6 practice games, I had 4 people scoop after game 1, but again, that was in but in all fairness, that the scoop after game 1 was in the tournament practice room where people probably don't really want to be wasting their time. Since they're just trying to play and have fun. In the league, people aren't going to be scooping the match after game 1. They're generally going to try and play it out and get their, you know, money's worth. Throughout the stream, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I am here to answer them. Waiting on opponent. Come on, damn you, opponent. Yay, found a match. So I'm going to be on the draw. My opponent won the die roll. Not really quite as fast as I'd like to be. Let's see what my opponent does. My opponent mulligans, I'll likely... Yeah, my opponent caps, so I'm going to mulligan. So if my opponent mulligans, I'll likely keep it, but... This hand I can get a Crucible World Sound. At the moment, I can't really get a Smokestack online, but we do have a Scry, we do have a lot of lands, so we're going to keep this. Can't turn 1 that Trinisphere, but the Trinisphere will be very good. Probably lead on Plains, then go into Ancient Tomb, Crucible, turn 2. According to MGD Bot, we're against Ugly of Old. Okay. So this Crucible is going to be very good if we can find a Wasteland. Transfer is going to be okay, but not amazing. Smokestack will be very good for clearing the board, and Tabernacle will be great keeping their creatures in check. Especially if we get a Wasteland. Opponent at the moment is 2-2 playing for their money back, so hopefully we don't disappoint them and ruin their day. Mox Diamond's pretty good here, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to cast Mox Diamond first. Discard this Tabernacle. Pull up the graveyard so we keep track on that. I'll discard that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jam a transfer here. Force them to have counter magic now. If they counter the transfer, okay with that because Crucible is going to be more relevant in this matchup anyway. transfer will make it so if my opponent wants to tap down for things, we'll be able to guarantee resolving something like a smokestack. Quite frankly, if my opponent ends up tapping down on their turn, I'm probably just going to go ahead and resolve the smokestack next turn. So I can start ticking that up, getting that ready. If my opponent has stuff like Cold Guns Command or whatever, I can save a Crucible. Opponent got to Brainstorm, get rid of 2 cards. Nice if they don't have another land. Wasteland. Okay. So we won't be able to resolve this Crucible at the moment. It's a little unfortunate. I will need to top deck another land that actually taps for mana if I want to resolve Crucible. There's another land that taps for mana. Cool. And my opponent cannot cast Force of Will because they do not have their mana. So we're going to resolve this Crucible for sure. My opponent has another land and a Cold Guns Command. They can obviously shatter this Crucible, which should be a little problematic, but it'll be fine. My opponent, we know, does have access to Wastelands too, so that's something to note. Probably a Cold Guns Command, Shattering Crucible, make me discard a card would be an assumption here. Deathrite Shaman, okay, that's fine. Don't believe I care about that particularly. Deathrite is going to make this a little miserable, so I'm going to play a Tabernacle. Get a redundant Crucible out here. I do want to get a Smokestack out, but I kind of want to stick it to this Deathrite a little bit. Restrict the mana my opponent has access to. Might be a little bit greedy. Might have been correct to just play a Smokestack there. So I'm going to just try to yield to this trigger. Yeah. Yeah, Deathrite's a little annoying here, but I also did lose the mana producing land, so it might have been correct just to jam a Smokestack there. We have another Tabernacle in hand, so we could just use that. My opponent made their 4th land drop as well, so that's unfortunate. So my opponent's got a lot of land currently. It's very good for them, not very good for us. True Day Nemesis, so we're going to need to find a moat at some point, most likely. We are head on board at the moment, so like the Smokestack's going to be great. Now that we have a Wasteland, we can actually get this moat down and start wave-stalking my opponent. So eventually my opponent's going to be off all their permanents. So this should be good. They will have to tap 2 if they want to keep both creatures this turn. We don't have land in the graveyard. They can eat land out of their graveyard for the Deathrite to maintain itself. So, yeah. Looks like they're going to tap their lands for their Deathrite. They're going to pass through the Smokestack ability. So next turn we'll be able to tick up Smokestack, Wasteland them, replay Wasteland, and Wasteland them. They might have not used Deathrite just so they could eat a Wasteland. That might have been the case, but I'm not. We'll see what they do here, I guess. So we're going to get punched with True Name here. Most likely. I don't picture a world where we don't just get hit by True Name here. Okay. Alright, so let's see what my opponent does. Opponent's very land heavy on their draw, so that's not great for us. I'd like my opponent to have at least a couple fewer lands. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand. What are you doing right now? You casting him to Torok? That was it? Wish I could see what color mana they were tapping for at this point. So I'd like to top deck a Moat. Moat would be great right now. Gurmag Angler? Okay, that's not really... whatever. We definitely want to top deck a Moat, though, at this point. So now we are pretty behind on board. Well, as far as our creatures go, we're not particularly behind on board, but we are definitely going to want the Smokestack to start to punish them. Flagstone's a Trocare is not a terrible land, but we're taking 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to 7 next turn, so I kind of have to Wasteland and try to Wasteland again. which is probably not going to work because their Death Right's probably going to eat my Wasteland in response to this. If they don't eat the Wasteland in response to this, I just replay it. Yeah. Yeah, my opponent's pretty slick. They got it. Okay. Okay. Oh, looks like I'm going down a bit. They will have to sacrifice a permanent. I think something like sacrifice 1 here, they sacrifice a land most likely. Make them sacrifice 2, they sacrifice Deathrite and land to make mana and pay for both. So I need to top deck like Moat here, pretty much. I don't think I can win otherwise. Assuming I'm going to attack for 9 here with all 3. They might hold up Deathrite in case I draw another Wasteland, so I can't just like Wasteland and replay it, but I can't Wasteland and replay it anyway, I guess. So yeah, Moat would be great top deck right now. My opponent also only has access to 2 land currently. For my smokestack, I'll likely just sacrifice my first Tabernacle since I have the second one I can play. Deathright's also going down. So let's see. Up to 2 and I'm still dead, so I need to top deck Moat here, basically, exactly. I guess an Elspeth could make a creature to block the Kerbeck Eclair, in which case I'm going to take 3, 4, or 5 if they choose to use their Deathrite. So there's that. So yeah, Elspeth or a Moat, or I am dead. I do need to add another to counter this, because I have to wipe their board. Okay, some of the smokestack doesn't do it. We are just dead here. Playing the smokestack earlier was clearly the correct choice, but it happens. So here we definitely want these humilities. I think we want these suppression fields, honestly. One I'm not really huge on at the moment. I think I want the Oblivion Rings because I can answer the Gurmag Angler. I'm not huge on transfer currently, honestly. I don't know if it really does enough. I think it's probably fine, but let's see here. Probably board out some number of lands, or maybe not. So I'm bringing humilities. I probably don't need all these moats as well. So we're going to cut like 8 cards at this point. How will I bring in? Humilities and suppression fields. I think field's going to be really good. I don't know how great Chalice is going to be here. I think I just have to keep Chalice. So let's go with... Let me get rid of Transfers. I think between suppression fields and Chalice of Life we should be fine. I don't know if I can get rid of Transfers. I don't know this deck at all, really. I'm going to trim 2 Tabernacle. I think I want to trim... Oblivion can answer like Chase, can answer Gurmag Angler, which is great, but that's kind of what like this stuff's here for, so I think I want to remove the Oblivion Rings, right? I'd rather just lock out their permanents rather than that. I think I'm going to trim a Transfer and probably a Moat. With Humility, we have a little bit of basically overlap with Moat. Like, Humility makes our creatures basically irrelevant, so I would love to play first. Turn 1 Suppression Field, or turn 1 Chalice 1, those both sound great. We'll likely keep this. Boy, let's see. So I'm a little tight on mana, so it's going to be a little rough if we get hit with something. So I'm going to start with a Chalice for 1, and then we'll follow up with a Suppression Field. It's possible Suppression Field first might have been correct, just because my opponent has like fetch land. There's that. Yeah, my opponent started with a fetch land. So it might have been correct to start with a Suppression Field, honestly, but this will at least keep my opponent's like Deathrights and stuff off the board. Ancient Tomb is pretty nice. I'm going to start with an Elspeth. I'll tick up. Okay, my opponent's fetching. It could be a Daze here. I don't know if Sultai Leopold plays Daze. Bug Leopold, whatever. So also keeps my opponent off for an extra turn. We have a follow-up Elspeth, worst comes to worst. So there's that. Okay. So you have dazes. Good to know. Opponent replayed the Underground Sea we knew about. They returned with daze. Alright, now we can play this Elspeth through a daze, which is great. We have a force, we're just going to be a really sad phase. Okay, my opponent scooped to that. That's cool. I think I want this roughly the same as what it is. I don't know if maybe I should drop Chalice's post on the draw. I think Chalice is still strong enough, we'll keep it. Like, I'm assuming they have stuff like Abrupt Decay and whatnot. Now they've seen a Suppression Field and whatnot. They're probably going to want to definitely have Abrupt Decay for different things. Let's see what happens. I gotta fix my overlay. I can't turn one anything, but I can like turn two. I can play a Suppression Field through days. I can also turn to a Transfer if I want to be a little greedy. So I might try that. I have plenty of land here, so I'm gonna just try it. You can also just wasteland them turn one if we really just want to send a message. I think I'm gonna wasteland them here. I don't really care for them to have that one land. I don't really want to get like possibly him to Turok turn 2, so I'll do that to keep them off him to Turok turn 2. Love to draw a Mox Diamond off the top, so I can just next turn just jam a Transfer, or just jam a Suppression Field. Like I said, like I can jam a Suppression Field through like a daze or whatnot. That'd be great. Opponent probed me. I wonder if they saw anything that they liked or didn't like. There's a chance we get Thoughtseize here. Probably not, though. Tabernacle's a fine card. I'm going to play a Plane so we don't get Wasteland and just pass. Next time we can use Ancient Tomb and play a Suppression Field through their days if they have it. And then we can follow up with a Transfer. Opponent's going to brainstorm, so they're digging for more information. Tropical Island, okay. I still haven't seen a Death Ray or Noble Hierarch or anything, so that's interesting. We're going to go ahead and try to jam this Suppression Field. This also means that they try to Wasteland us next turn, they're using all their mana, because they have to play Wasteland, pay 2 to also Wasteland us. So, if all they have here is Daze, if they have a Spell Pierce, actually, that would suck, but now if they want to Wasteland us, they have to use all their mana and their next turn for that, so... Alright, we got a Suppression Field off, so that's cool. Wait for me to respond, just got to that point. Okay. This Elspeth in hand is a little awkward at the moment, just because of the fact that we have Suppression Field. But we have enough mana at this point where we can easily afford to. Okay, my opponent's gonna force this, so we found a Force Will. My opponent knows about Plains, Tabernacle, Elspeth. I'm fairly certain this other Plains unless Humility are unknown. My opponent sees that we're playing around Daze, so they just pitch a Daze to their Force Will. Opponent's on the 5 cards in hand, which is cool. And I just that was an activated ability on Force Will, and they had to pay 2 for it. Kind of neat. Yep. My opponent's stuck on 2 land at the moment. Finding a Wasteland would be great. Hey, look, found a Wasteland. Awesome. I'm going to get rid of the Tropical Island because I really don't want them to have access to green. So we'll cut them off like Abrupt Decay, cut them off Maelstrom Pulse, cut them off Leovold, which I'm fine with all those things. A little awkward having like Wasteland, Suppression Field, Elspeth, Suppression Field, and stuff like that, but it's not really a big deal. They have their own Wasteland now to answer my Wasteland. I don't know. They can't use it right now, so that's fine. I'm probably just going to Gem Humility here, honestly. I want to just keep them off creatures. So I'm going to play Plains, and let's get this Humility out there. Play around Daze, obviously. They have another Force Will, like, I guess that's just life, really. It's just my life. But like humility will keep their death rights from touching our graveyard. Keeps their Gurmag Anglers, their true names, like in a very humble and honest size. It also makes it so like if they do get a Leoval, they can't just, if we start wastelanding them, they can't just like draw other cards. So they don't get to use their wasteland here if they want to use their fetch land. I think what I'm going to do here is just basically punish them. I'm going to keep them on 2 mana. If they want to tap 2 and crack this fetch, they'll end up still being just on colorless, whatever colored source they go fetch. They're going to have to do this now if they want to do that. I'm sure my opponent is loving me right now. Now if I can just top like a Crucible Worlds, I'll be a very happy person. It looks like my opponent's pretty much on 0 basics. They would have easily fetched basics at this point if they had any, so I'm in a very happy place right now. Opponent found another fetch land, so my opponent's very land heavy in their deck, clearly. I do need to get something going at this point. Young Pyromancer? Okay. That's a little annoying, but we have Tabernacle, so that's cool. If we draw another wasteland here too, we actually just shut them off doing most anything. No, no wasteland here. Okay. So I have 4, 5, so I can actually Elspeth and Tick Up. So I'm going to do that, I think. And this, actually, Young Pyromancer doesn't really do anything. With humility, it doesn't get the token creation. They had another force, okay. They found another force. They pitched a true name, since true name's essentially worthless here. I actually forgot about the fact that we had humility in place. Young Pyromancer's not a big deal. Pay attention to your board states, Aaron. Don't be ridiculous. It's really just the moral of my life. Just a ridiculous person. I play as Tabernacle. At that point, I guess I can't really make mana to do anything else at this point. Because I'd have to use one of these. I guess I could, like, if I play Tabernacle, I could use 2 mana fetch. Hey, Crucible Worlds, that's what we're looking for. Let's do this. If we resolve this, we replay Wastelands, and play a Tabernacle, and then they're out of mana. So we're going to go ahead and do that. No Wasteland. Get rid of this Valk. I don't want to pay 2 with an Ancient Tomb, but I kind of have to. Yeah, like I said, this can be a little awkward, but it's fine. I'm assuming they'll pay 2 mana, they'll crack their Delta. So next turn I'm probably just going to play this Tabernacle. Play Elspeth. Opponent bolted me. Okay. So our Ancient Tomb is becoming a liability at this point. My opponent has bolts. That means we could be in trouble. Next turn I can play Wasteland, get rid of this other red source. Which would be great. Loved my opponent didn't find land for once. Like we're on 28 land and we're finding land, which makes sense. My opponent's probably on like 20 land and finding like almost as much land as us. That's a little frustrating. But it does happen, so it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm at 5. So I can't tap this Ancient Tomb because I know a bolt, I'm just dead. So I gotta Wasteland them off a red source. If I find a Chalice for 1, I can also just Chalice for 1. But this turn I'm definitely gonna Wasteland them off red source. They have another Wasteland. Okay. Cool. That's fine. I will get rid of this red source. Thank you. Wham, bam, thank you, friend. And you can bolt me to 2. Okay, that's... So I had another bolt. That's a little frustrating. I didn't know they were going to have this many bolts, so that kind of sucks. So Ancient Tomb is absolutely off now. We keep finding land, too. That's really weird. Having Pyromancer and finding this many lands is very, very strange. I was going to probe me, see what I got here. So it makes this Elspeth. I can put it down, but I can't actually tick it up next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I can put it down, but I can't tick it up. I'm going to go to 1 here. So I need to find a moat here. Unfortunately, I'm in that position. I won't find another goddamn land. Jesus Christ. So a moat here is pretty much the only thing that's going to really save us. Can't believe that this is what this game has come down to. Mox Diamond actually allows us to play Elspeth and then take it up. So my opponent doesn't have Force of Will here, or Daze. They could have Daze here, I guess, would work. But at this point, we actually have mana to play Elspeth, take it up, so we're not just dead to a Young Pyromancer. which is great. My opponent just has another force. Like, they just have another force. Not much I can do about that. There's also a chance they just have like a daze here if they want to make me use one more mana, so I can't just use my Elspeth because of my expression field. They have a daze here too. That's actually good enough. Spell Pierce is fine. Brainstorm, okay, whatever. Hopefully Brainstorm doesn't end up with fourth blue card. If it does, that would be very frustrating. Obviously, daze off the top means we can't activate Elspeth. So we're experiencing a little bit of the awkward suppression field with like activate abilities on our own side. Alright, so we got to do it. So my opponent did not get a red source, which means they don't have Bolt as a way to kill us this turn. So at this point, we might be able to catch back up. Ideally, I'd like to find Chalice for one to keep them off potential additional red sources and bolts. Wouldn't mind finding a moat to keep my opponent from attacking us. Alright, so I won the match. So we got there. So 2-1 against Bug Leovold. Close games, for sure. Game 1 was fairly close with just like them having True Name, Gurmag, Deathrite to keep our Crucibles ineffective with our Smokestack down. Probably should have played the Smokestack sooner when I had the chance rather than... I think I played Crucible before Smokestack, and I probably should have played Smokestack before Crucible. This allows us to get our Smokestack online, play a Crucible, and start replaying lands, so we still basically end up with the same result, but our Smokestack gets online earlier. So that would have been smart, but we got there. So we're happy. Let's see what we got in here. Anyone watching? Levi and Endless Worm. Thank you, or Endless Worm. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope you two enjoy the content. We are 1-0 so far. Lost this die roll again. So the second die roll in a row we've lost. That's fine. We like cards, so the only stacks you like, yeah. Our stacks of pancakes. Oh, Pat. It's okay. You'll be fine. So I can turn 1 a Trinisphere here. And most of my land will be off basics and Mox Diamonds, so I won't have to worry about Wasteland hitting us back. It's a little awkward to do it this way, but this is probably fine. Depends on what my opponent does, I guess. Look, my opponent goes like, I don't know. My opponent goes like, maybe like a blue fetch into an Underground Sea and Ponders or Preordains. If they Preordain, I'm probably not playing a Trinisphere turn 1. It's probably just like Sneak and Show. Turn 1 Ponder, I'm probably playing a Trinisphere turn 1, hoping that that's just what my opponent's on. It's like a Delver or Chancellor of the Tangle. What the fuck is this? Is this like Belcher then? So I guess this hand's pretty good. What else are we handed? Okay. Elvish Spirit Guide, yes. I think we're playing against Belcher. We're not on the play, so we're just dead. My opponent doesn't randomly kill us. Oh, this isn't Belcher. This is Oops All Spells. Okay. So this is actually still pretty good. So I really want this Tabernacle now, which kind of sucks. Alright, so we're playing against Oops All Spells. We can turn 2, cast Crucible, get our Tabernacle back. And then we're going to play Trinisphere here, so my opponent can't Dread Return. And once we get a Tabernacle in play, my opponent basically won't be able to kill us. So we're going to do that. Oops, you played all spells. Unfortunately, you can't play any more spells because you don't have lands. Good luck sacrificing your creature, dickbag. So I haven't played against Oops All Spells in a while. Looks like, according to this, my opponent was last seen on Turbo Depths 14 days ago. So, yeah, that's fun. Alright, so we're against Oops All Spells. So, suppression fields are actually great here because they shut down the Understanding Informer. I don't know if they're actually good here. Just shutting down that creature we just saw probably isn't actually. It's probably pretty like not great. Humilities are better than moats here. Generally, it's not going to come down to my opponent attacking. And Smokestacks are actually pretty miserable here, so we actually do have some extra spots to open up. So I think Oblivion Rings are fairly useless, so I might just bring in the suppression fields anyway. Like, what can my opponent have that suppression field matters against? Just like that creature we just saw, that it's 1 mana to sack it and mill until you find lands. Is there anything else that suppression field stops? Like, if they have Street Wraith, it stops that. If they have I'm actually not that familiar with. I don't. I just realized I'm not that familiar with that deck anymore. I haven't seen that in a long time. Okay. Yeah, I still think Suppression Field is better than O-Ring. Obviously, we're going to keep a copy of O-Ring because it's not really anything else we want. Elspeth's our win conditions. We just kind of keep that. Moat, I don't think is relevant at all. I guess Moat, like they probably have like the bridge plan. So I guess Moat, if they start making zombies, can be relevant. I think they sideboard into Belcher, if I remember correctly. So we do have to plan for that. So Humility actually might just be horrible. Moat might actually just be where we want to be. So I guess I'm just doing that. If they sideboard into Belcher, like these suppression fields become much better anyway. So we're going to do that. I'll keep in one O-Ring just for the fact that if they land a Belcher, we can O-Ring it before they can make mana. Yeah. If I had like Ancient Tomb in hand, this hand would probably be fine because I can turn one a Rule of Law. I think this hand's a little too slow for being on the draw. I mean, we might just be dead anyway, so I don't know if it really matters. Yeah, again, this hand doesn't really do anything. So we're gonna mulligan. My Crucible's actually really bad here. This hand's shit too. My opponent has mulligan to 5 though, so I might be able to mulligan. I think I'm just gonna keep this. Hopefully, when we scry, there's a lock piece on top that we can get down turn 2. If we scry and there's a lock piece, my opponent is on 5 cards. There's a decent chance we can probably get him. Yeah, oops, all spells is terrible. If you're gonna play like a deck like that, you probably should just be playing Belcher. Belcher's just better generally. Waiting on my opponent. I'm assuming my opponent's doing some math and they have like with their scry right now. We have a plains, which is definitely going to go on bottom. We have plenty of those already. My opponent started off with Chromox. What did they imprint here? Cobble Therapy? That's interesting. LED, okay. Rule of Law is going to be a great follow-up if we get to turn 2 it. If they don't go off on us here, Rule of Law will be very good, I believe. It's not going to be amazing, but it'll be fine. Like, they're on the Belcher plan now, it's fine. Dark Ritual, okay. Summoner's Pact. Get a green creature card. Elvish Spirit Guide, okay. Balustrade Spy, okay. I think we might just be dead now. So I really need to be able to drop that Rule of Law turn 1. Angel Glories Rise. Okay, so then Angel Glories Rise. So here we are definitely just dead, right? Okay. I don't want to look at these cards anymore. Please pull these away. Yeah, you got those. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You win. I know this deck wins, so I just want to make sure they had it. Yeah, I think we're just going to go back and submit this just like this. Humilities. I'm really thinking Humilities are better than Moats, though. Thinking that I might just want both, honestly. Christopher Rolls is actually fairly irrelevant, so I'm just actually getting rid of those. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking. Turn 1 suppression field's nice. It's not perfect, but it's nice. Then we can we're 1 white source off of turn 2 of humility. So suppression field doesn't really do enough against their combo to the point where I'm gonna keep like a hand just with that. So I'm gonna mulligan this. I think we can do way better. This again, we can do way better than this. Jesus Christ, where are my chalices? Fudge. This is not good. Yeah, we're pretty boned at this point. I don't know if we can really mulligan to 4 and still be fine. Yeah, we're so fucked. It's not even funny. I'm just gonna keep it. Let's go on bottom. I need to draw the mana basically at this point. And again, we're on the suppression field hand, so it's not even perfect. Not good, not good. So we're likely just dead. Probably should have kept the first hand with the turn 1 suppression field, because it had mana for other things. Granted, it didn't have like enough mana to play anything else, but it had mana for other things. So they have LED, they have 1 green mana. They didn't do anything with it, okay. Hey, Chalice for 0. Sweet. We're just going to do Chalice for 0 here. If we draw a Mox Diamond, obviously that card's just going to suck for us anyway, since we don't have lands to pitch to it, so I don't really care about having Mox Diamond locked out. I'd rather just play lands, quite frankly. Keep my opponent off like Chrome Mox and Summoner's Pact and all that. Seems fine. This is awkward because Tabernacle pitching to Mox Diamond would have actually been pretty good. We'll play a Tabernacle, though. So I'd love to draw one more land so we can play a suppression field. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Okay. I don't particularly know if suppression field really does much for us, but any hate card we can get against this deck is probably good. Not that it's much of a hate card, but my opponent is on an alternate dredge plan. We could be in trouble if my opponent just discards like a dredger. I'm assuming it's going to be a Chancellor they discard here. Yeah, okay. Chalice for 1, I guess. Chalice for 1's pretty good. We'll do that. We'll pass. Chalice for 0, Chalice for 1. They're pretty much out of the ability to get any type of their mana acceleration out. I don't know if they have dredge cards in their deck. If they have dredge cards, like, this might get awkward. We might just lose, but having the Tabernacle should help with that anyway. If I draw, like, another single mana producer here. Trinisphere? Okay. So if I draw, like, another land, I'm just going to overring their LED. Fairly certain my opponent can't kill us at this point, though. I want to play this other suppression field, but there's an awkward thing where, like, our Elspeth's going to have to get online. The suppression field's not going to allow that, really, so I'm not going to play the second suppression field as much as I want to. My opponent shows us some type of ability where they could end up with mana to activate it. I don't know if suppression field will actually matter. Ancient Tomb's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and overring this LED. We'll force them to either use it or lose it. There we go. Next turn we'll play Trinisphere. If we draw a white source next time, we're probably just going to play the Humility. So if they randomly get the ability to combo us, we're not just dead. Yeah, so here's just going to be a Trinisphere. Okay. I don't think my opponent can do anything at this point. Okay, so we won the match. There we go. So we punished someone for playing a really bad combo deck. So we're 2-0 now with Dutch decks, so that's good. We're well on our way. Oops, all spells. What a fun deck. And Pat, I agree. That's literally the only deck I actually hate. And mostly just because if you're playing Oops, all spells, you should just be playing Belcher. There's really no reason to play Oops, all spells. Like, the deck's definitely sweet. Like, it's a cool deck, but like, killing someone with, like, you know, Angel of Glory's Rise, returning your Lab Maniac, you're a zombie, that's awesome. Like, it's a really cool win condition. It's just, the deck tries to do what Belcher does, but it does it way worse. It's my only problem with it. It's also one of those awkward, like, kind of like Marilos Dredge, like, dies to Leyline of the Void. So, yeah. I don't know if Pat's in here still. If anyone has any questions about the deck or anything, just let me know. I'll happily answer whatever you have. If anyone has any questions about sequencing or whatever, I'll let you know about that too. Again, this is the first time I've actually played this variant of Stax where you have 4 Tabernacle and 4 Moat, and there's a good reason for that. I mostly play in paper, and I mean, I didn't buy Tabernacles or Moats early enough where I could actually afford them in paper, so I own 1 Tabernacle and 2 Moats. I have a few friends that I have enough friends that have Tabernacles and Moats where I might actually be able to get people to lend me the cards to play this. Like, I need 2 more Moats. Jerry has a Moat, and he's never going to play that card. And he shouldn't, because he doesn't play decks that should play that card. So there's no reason he should own it either. He should just give it to me, really. And then there's a couple of friends I have that have been on Enchantress for a while, so they have Moats. I have, like, a bunch of people. There's, like, 5 or 6 people that play lands in my local meta. Lost our 3rd die roll, so that's fun. We are 2-0 playing against someone 2-2, so this is another opponent we're going to have that's going to be playing for their money back. So yeah, I might try to sleeve up Dutch decks in one of the larger tournaments around here at some point. Just going to reach out to the right people and make sure they're not on their normal decks. How's everyone doing tonight anyway? I know I'm tired. I'm so exhausted today. I didn't really do much today. Ran a couple errands. I actually took a nap, which was nice. Lost a die roll. I'm waiting on my opponent to decide whether or not to do it. Oops has more disruption, though? You mean like how they have, like, Cobble Therapy? Yeah, I mean, Cobble Therapy's fine, I guess. I mean, Belcher at least gets to play, like, Reverent Silence. to answer like Leyline of Sanctity, because they just land grant for their forest anyway. Therapy is okay though, for sure. So I guess once Oops goes off and they've dumped everything in their graveyard and whatnot, and they've gotten Archimedes back, Oops is much better. But with Belcher, they just go like 6 or 7 spells deep, and just go boom. They played 4 Chancellor of the Annex. I didn't think I saw Chancellor of the Annex in that opponent. That opponent looked like he was just playing Chancellor of the Tangle, but no Chancellor of the Annex. Are you saying 4 Pact Negation? Oh, I didn't see that. I saw Summoner's Pact and Chancellor of the Tangle, but no Chancellor of the Annex or Pact Negation. I'll have to go back and double check what my opponent revealed to me when they were going off. Yeah, this hand doesn't have mana, so I'm gonna mulligan this. This has a turn 1 transfer. I can keep this. Also has a Tabernacle and a Smokestack, so I will keep this. Well, it leads off a Wasteland. Vial. So this is Death and Taxes. I'm going to need to find an O-ring to answer that Vial, because that Vial is going to get very annoying very quickly. I don't think I can turn 1 and transfer here, because my opponent has Wasteland. No, we're now against what looks like probably Death and Taxes. I think it's a pretty safe bet. I really want to turn 1 this transfer. I don't particularly want to get Wasteland. I think I'm fine. I'm just going to do it. I will discard this Plains. My opponent doesn't just Wasteland me here. Then I can play a Tabernacle, and then they're really strapped for mana. If they start playing creatures. Thanks for stopping by. I'm assuming you're Ryan, considering your hipsters. Sanio. I actually never pronounced your last name, so I apologize. Yeah, I'm not sure. My opponent didn't really do anything last game, so what could any of us really tell against what they were doing? Unfortunately for them, we had Chalice for 0, Chalice for 1, and transfer out at the end. Opponent has another Wasteland, so that's a little annoying. I will play the Flagstones. You can Wasteland that all day if you want. I don't care. So we're going to have to get them to Wasteland us again, because this Tabernacle kind of needs to stick at this point. Love if they try to Wasteland us. I want another land so bad, so I can put the Smokestack in play. Not the most telling game. Yeah, that game wasn't very telling at all, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, they had like Chancellor of the Tangle. They had Pact, they had Summoner's Pact at least for like Elfish Spirit Guide. Their kill was still the Angel of Glory's Rise, Dread Return. The Dread Return for Angel of Glory's Rise into Spirit Labyrinth is a good beater, but not a great card against us otherwise. Their kill is still Angel of Glory's Rise into Lady Azami and Laboratory Maniac. So at least they stayed true to that. It's probably going to be a Thalia that they're going to warp in. Yeah. Figured it'd be a Thalia because it keeps us off our 4-mana enchantments. I really want to play as Tabernacle now. So my opponent has to Wasteland. So my opponent has to either pay for mana or lose something. But I can't really afford to do that because if they just Wasteland it anyway and they have creatures in play, like I'm still pretty screwed. So I just have to pass the turn. If I could draw like runner. If I could draw like a runner Tabernacle at this point, I would be very happy. If I have the second Wasteland, it's a little unfortunate. If they were just on one Wasteland, I'd be in much better shape. Now my opponent has Caracas, which is even more of a problem. Even a Wasteland at this point would be very acceptable. Oh no. Damn it! My opponent just I F6 through my opponent's turn, and then my opponent F6'd. So I ended up losing. I thought that we were still my opponent's turn, and I actually F6'd to my turn. I'm not a fan of MTG I'm not a fan of the way it works. But, man, so clumsy. I'm so bad at this. Alright. Apparently we're F6ing through my turns. So if I didn't actually F6, I'd probably play my Plains, put in a Smokestack, pass the turn. Wasteland's nice, but I don't think it's going to be enough. My opponent's just going to play a Tavern. My opponent's just going to use their Stoneforge to put in a Batterskull. Skull. I guess if they do that, we're still dead, though, right? Yeah, we're still dead. So I think that land drop, I don't know if that really mattered. I think we were still dead there with what my opponent had, but yes, we're doing this Misery Levi. So 4 Chalice is great. 4 Humility is awesome. Everything else is pretty much garbage. Like, timely reinforcements could come in. It's not amazing. On the play, I'm going to keep these Chalice Boys. On the draw, I'll probably board them out. I'm only going to keep the moats because we're going to have the humilities. Overall, I don't... Moat's fine against Death Taxes, but it's not great against, like, Flick Wisps and stuff. We'll need the O-rings. We have to be able to... We'll need, like, O-rings and stuff, because we'll still have to answer, like... what's the stupid creature called? Fraction Evokers. As far as answering them, though, not... My opponent is very permanent heavy, so I'm going to get rid of the Smokestack. I don't think it's going to be the way we're going to lock out a game, honestly. And then... I'm not a huge fan of Transfer, but Transfer might be fine. Crucible's okay, because it allows us to, like, replay our Tabernacles, replay our Wastelands, which can occasionally be relevant. I think for this game, I'm going to board out Transfer. I don't think Transfer is particularly great against Death and Taxes, personally. I can slow them down for a few turns, but Chalice Run on turn 1 slows them down for a few turns, too, so... Suppression feels good. I'm going to keep this. It's a little slow, but if they lead on, like, Chalice with, like, a, Wasteland or whatever, like, this is a pretty good hand to have. Like, obviously, I'd love, like, a Box Diamond to just turn 1 the Suppression field, but you can't always get what you want, so... But this keeps our opponent, like, off early Wastelands. It keeps them off, like, an early Vial. Keeps them, like, their Stoneforge has now 4 mana to activate, so that's great. So we're going to do that. And we also have 2 moats to follow up with after a few turns, so we're good. Leave, I figured you would appreciate this, by the way. I'm glad you do. Glad I wasn't wrong. My opponent can still put counters on their Vial and get it set up, so if they can answer our Suppression field or take it off the board for a turn, they can still use Vials with a pretty regular. 4th mode. So I'm going to play this Tabernacle out. Tabernacle for this turn will keep my opponent off just wastelanding us. They'll have to pay a mana for their Thalia. And then they won't have 2 mana to activate a wasteland, so... If they wanted to, they also couldn't just bounce their Thalia with Crocus because they don't have 2 mana currently. I don't think they would do that, but you never know. Sometimes you get lucky and you get a stupid opponent that scoops because they don't realize they can do something in one way. I wouldn't mind fighting a wasteland here. They'll keep their board nice and petite. At the moment, they only have 2 lands. They missed a land drop at the moment. I don't know if they'll be playing a land second main. I know a lot of times people will play land second main, but Camera Soul. So yeah, I would definitely love a wasteland here. Not the Cavern Souls particularly matters, but so we have this O-ring. We could just answer their Vial with. We can't cast it currently. We'll have to wait a turn. Next time we could use Flagstones to cast O-ring, exile their Thalia, and then we can start following up with like moats and stuff. Yeah. 4 moats and 4 Tabernacles is fun. I would definitely love to find a Wasteland here, maybe a Crucible as well. Wasteland here keeps them off activating Vial pretty much ever. It also keeps them off using their own fucking Wastelands. Hey, look, Wasteland. Yay. Let's get rid of this Crocus. So then I take the opportunity to Wasteland us back off our Tabernacle. They might also take the opportunity to activate Vial here. I'm assuming they're going to Wasteland us back. Yeah, they're going to Wasteland us back. Pretty much what I figured, but... Okay. They're also down 2 lands. They were at 4 lands, now they're down to 2, so that actually works for us. They're still at the point where they can't particularly activate their Vial at all. They're still paying 1 mana a turn for their Thalia, so... We are definitely starting to hemorrhage a little bit, so next time we'll probably have to play Flagstones and O-ring this Thalia. Hope we get the opportunity to just jam a moat, but see what happens here. Hopefully we get the opportunity to jam multiple moats, quite frankly. Okay. Ancient Tomb or Sage Traders would be great to start jamming moats with. My opponent is activating Vial for 3. Probably, it could be a Sanctum Prelate, probably. Yeah, okay. So if this name's 4, we're just going to O-ring the Sanctum Prelate, yeah, okay. Mother of Runes, sure. I would love to play this Mox Diamond, but there's that whole awkward thing where if they Flicker Wisp my Mox Diamond without another land in hand, I'm just down mana. So I'm just going to go ahead and O-ring the Sanctum Prelate and call that a day. Fall to graveyards. Like I said, I would love a Crucible Worlds here, because I would love to keep my opponent off that Cavern of Souls. I'd also love to replay my Tabernacle at this point. My opponent having 2 creatures in play and 2 lands in play. Really good. Keeping up Mom seems pretty weird. I think I'd probably be using the Mom to get in damage at the moment. But, yeah, good for them. I really like Buffalo Chicken too. Moat seems nuts. Moat is nuts. Alright, play the Plains. Jam our first Moat. They could have a Flicker Wisp here, which would be fine. If they Flicker Wisp out a Moat once, like, we're fine after that. Because we're just going to jam another Moat next turn, and then jam another Moat the turn after that. My opponent finds a Wasteland, they could like kind of jam that up a little bit by wastelanding our Flagstones on our upkeep. Rishon Port would take pretty much all their mana. So they also found like a port, and we're starting to port us off in additional modes. If I draw a Crucible, that'd be great, because then I could just play like a Tabernacle out. Really would love a Tabernacle back though. Flicker's probably going to target my Moat. Probably going to come in for 3. And I'm going to continue to jam Moats. Flicker Wisp does need to be answered at some point, unfortunately. Still not sure why they keep Mother of Runes back. I guess at this point they want to keep Mother of Runes back to keep us from answering Flicker Wisp. Humility off the top would be great right now, though. Humility off the top. Humility off the top basically means that they can't. I don't think they can win if we get a Humility off the top. Another Tabernacle is fine as well. So now I just need to answer this Flicker Wisp. So Humility would be great. Wasteland wouldn't be bad just because it can get rid of those Cavern of Souls. Yield to those triggers. I gotta go back to front probably. I don't want to be answering each and every one of these triggers. So if they want to keep creatures in play at this point, they can't. They can't ever activate Vial at this point. They're also probably going to lose a Mother of Runes here, because 2 Mother of Runes is like more than they actually need. I'm assuming they're going to let a Mother of Runes go. They're going to let Thalia go. That's suspect. That seems a little suspect to me, letting Thalia go and keeping 2 Mother of Runes. Although if I'm only drawing Mox Diamonds, then, you know, that's not great for us. Hey, I no longer have to pay 5 for those. Look at that. Alrighty. So I'm at 7. My opponent can't activate the Vial here. The Flicker is going to put us to 4. There's no way they can just put in equipment and equip it, so we're not worried about that. Them keeping 2 Mother Runes is still really suspect. We're down a game against Texas, so we might just... I think we might have lost this one. Okay. I'm drawing Humility for a reason. I love the top deck one. Wasteland, so I can't activate it. This Chalice doesn't do anything for us. Chalice for 1 for like swords is irrelevant. They have Cavern on Human. They have a Vial they can actually activate now, so I don't really think this Cavern does anything. This Chalice, I mean. Would love additional suppression fields. I'd love a Humility here. Another O-ring wouldn't be relevant because they have other runes up to block it. 2? I was thinking 2, but like 2's just... So like it stops them from casting Stoneforge Mystic, which I mean at this point like we just need to answer this Flicker Wisp. Like it really doesn't matter. Like ideally like Chalice for 3. Like as much as I think I board out Crucibles. I boarded out Crucibles, so that's not a draw. It's a card I'm drawing into. Maybe I didn't. Did I board out Crucibles? No, I kept Crucibles, and that's what I thought. Like ideally a Chalice for 3 like shuts off their ability to Council's Judgment. So I think that's probably the best, but like right now I just need to like answer this Flicker Wisp. I can't cast Chalice for 3 currently. Stoneforges are relevant because by the time they can Stoneforge, get equipment in with through a suppression field, their Flicker Wisp kills us anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna bother with the Chalice. Chalice doesn't really do anything. And I'm okay if I don't really want Chalice for 2, because if I draw additional suppression fields, like O-Ring is not out right now because they have double Mother of Runes, so I won't be able to O-Ring my opponent anyways unless they like tap down their mana for no reason. If my opponent just starts randomly tap down mana or whatever, so they can't activate their Mother of Runes, that'd be great. But my opponent's starting to get rid of Mother of Runes, which is good. Makes sense. They should have done that ages ago. You really need to top deck Humility though. My opponent like Flicker Wisp by O-Ring, that'd be great. Alright, so we're down to 1. Elspeth is not an out because I need a flyer and blocker, so we are just dead. So that was unfortunate. Our draw was a little... Drawing for like 3 modes or whatever was a little much, but we definitely wanted to draw the Humility there. We didn't. It's okay. It happens. If we drawn another suppression field earlier, that would have been okay too. Another suppression field earlier would have kept them off their wastelands, would have kept them off their vials pretty much forever, since we had like Tabernacle in play. But it happens. We're 2-1 though, so we're still good. We're on friggin' Stax and we're 2-1, so I'm fine with that. Hope everyone's enjoying the show. If anyone has any questions about the deck list, and card choices and whatnot, let me know. Actually, a lot of the games I played in practice were no Chalice with 4 special fields made. I'm actually wondering if that might have been better, honestly. Loading opponent in stage 1. Come on, opponent. I want an opponent. I want to make some games happen. Have some fun. So hope everyone in chat's doing well tonight. Looks like I have 18 viewers currently. No one's talking to me though. I'm lonely, so you should talk to me. Waiting on my opponents. Now I am very lonely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, Matthias, I'm definitely gonna have to check out the VOD to see what my Oops All Spells opponent had, because, so I mean, I guess, I think, is it game 1 I lose? I lost game 1. So I don't think they had Pact Negation or Chancellor of the Annex. But I am more familiar with, we don't talk to people who play Stax. We don't talk to people who play Stax. This is coming from the guy named Ginger Chief. Okay, well, you can all talk amongst each other too. You don't even have to include me. I can just watch, like, you know, like those, like, videos where it's like someone out in the cold and they see like this family like sitting in front of a fireplace at their dinner table with like a turkey and, you know, mashed potatoes on the side and stuff like that, and they're having a great time, and that sad person is just looking in from the outside. Yeah, I can just be like that while you all talk to each other. That's fine with me too. Can turn 1 a Crucible, turn 1 an O-Ring. We have Wasteland with Crucible, so I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough. Like, we have 2 O-Rings, so we can actually like interact with our opponent if they play early creatures and whatnot. If our opponent just ends up being Storm, though, that's going to be really crap for us. But we're going to try this out. So we're going to go Ancient Tomb, Mox Diamond. I'll likely just discard Wasteland here. I'm going to play a Crucible. It's possible I should have held the Wasteland hand to not give that away. My opponent sees Wasteland Crucible. They might be more apt to counter Crucible than they would normally be. But I definitely am going to want the second white source. So if we top deck something like a Moat or an Elspeth or whatnot, we definitely guarantee we have 2 white sources. So we got the Crucible online, so that's nice. My opponent double fetches here, and they just like abrupt decay. That would just be sad. My opponent played fetchland and didn't do anything, so we're gonna force them to fetch. I'd like to see what my opponent's meta base looks like, so we get an idea what we're playing against. And I'll likely try and just follow up with the second Crucible. My opponent has an island, so this could be check pile. Check pile does have at least 1 basic island in their deck. At the moment, we don't really get information from that. So this is check pile. I'm surprised that they would fetch out island instead of swamp with Delta. My mom always said not to talk to people and mow with your deck. Too much salt. Too much salt can be bad for you. So there is that. Too much salt increases your blood pressure. If you have, some clogged arteries and whatnot, it can lead to a heart attack, and that's not good. Alright, basic islands, so it's possibly... So this could be one of two decks. It could be Miracles, and it could be High Tide. The Taxing Probe tells me it's neither one of those decks, though. So, reconvening, what do we think of this? Could be like could be a Sneak and Show variant with the Taxing Probe. It could be Storm on a heavy land draw. Storm doesn't really run 2 islands, I don't think, though, so seems less likely. Could be the Eureka Tell. We see them fetch a Omnitel, yeah. Could be Omnitel. Probe's a little odd, though. I think most of the people have gone away from Probe and just started playing Preordains now. So it's a little bit different. My opponent fetches a Tropical Island here. That's Underground Sea. Could be Blue-Black Omnitel. This could be Limned as well. A Glimpse. Okay, so we're against... so we're against frickin' Mill deck. My favorite. Yeah, so I'm going to Wasteland my opponent and Trinisphere. Go screw them. Fucking Glimpse the Unthinkable. Go to hell. Piece of crap. No, not a Daze! No, I should have waited on the Wasteland! Ah! Glimpse has to be like this has to be Mill, right? We're just against Mill. That Daze was a little annoying. So if they try to play... If this is Mill, not just some random deck that runs Glimpse, which I can't picture what deck would do that. This is just Mill, that our O-Rings can answer Hedgehog Crab. If they're running any random Planeswalkers, my O-Rings can answer Planeswalkers. I'm just going to keep playing lands here. I would like to... Out of my graveyard. I would like to find some... I'd like to find a Smokestack or an Elspeth soon so we can close out this game. Like, Tower Deckle's not very good here. Smokestack would be amazing on this board state, though. My guess is our life total is going to be semi-irrelevant. So we're going to play Chalice. It's going to be for 2 against the stack. So you're going to have stuff like Glimpse. They're going to have stuff like Daze. They might have Breaking Entering, so to counter the breaking part. I have no idea what my opponent's doing particularly, so... I have Brain Freeze, so... It's an interesting version of Mill, I guess. A bunch of cantrips into Brain Freeze, I guess. That's something. Seems loose, but... Luckily, we don't particularly have any fetching in our decks, so we don't have to worry about our opponent getting us with a Archive Trap. And if our opponent is on stuff like Glimpse and Breaking and whatnot, we have Wastelands to keep them off the... If they keep fetching... Oh, what the hell was that card? Visions Beyond? Okay. Visions Beyond? Okay. And we have 20 more graveyards, so my opponent just drew 6 cards. Okay. This is frustrating, at the very least. Usually I have Leyline of Sanctity in my sideboard, and I don't currently, so that's unfortunate. Fucking Mill. My opponent's 1-2. Yeah, great. Surgical out, Oblivion. Oblivion Ring? Oh no. Take 3 cards out of my hand, leave me with 2 lands. Wow. That's something. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little tilting a bit, yeah. Tilting a bit. So that's my opponent to go after my Elspeths. It's my only real win condition. That's why my opponent has more cards in their deck than I do, so... Oh, hey, I gotta wasteland my opponent. Crap, I forgot to wasteland them. Yeah, I'm gonna wasteland this in response. Oh, freaking Hedron Crab too, that's annoying. Okay, you have a crab. How many fetch lands have you used so far, though? Southwood Coliseum, that's interesting. I as target player, so it's actually a way to cause your opponent to mill out. That's kind of cute. Okay. I play a minute, otherwise I'm probably just going to play Tabernacle here. Okay. At least make my opponent pay for their Hedron Crab. We're at 23 cards left in the library. So I basically need to draw like a smokestack like now. Or I need to draw like an Elspeth now, otherwise I'm not racing the stupid crab. So they hit a smokestack, they hit a moat, they hit a crucible. So I have no moats left. One moat left or no moats? Yeah, no moats left. Still have plenty of smokestacks. And of course we're drawing freaking lands. I should have played Wasteland and Wasteland with Coliseum, but it's fine. Yeah, I might just end up scooping. It's a little too much. Target player targeting themselves. You couldn't target me? That'd be great. You should target me. I'll draw on something relevant. Even if I'm holding at 19. So my opponent having the days and the Force Will at the right time was very good for them. They missed the Oblivion Ring in my graveyard, which doesn't really particularly matter. I have no way to recur anyway, but opponent's hitting a lot of land drops as well, so they're keeping their Hedron Crab active. They hit Planesplains Chalice. So our next two draws are Plains, so that's kind of nice actually. That's pretty much all the lands in our deck though. We're actually very deep in the lands in our deck, and we still find another freaking land. Jesus Christ. So down to 15 cards, I don't think we can actually... I don't know if there's any particular lock piece we can get here that actually gets us through this. Transference to Sega Traders, none of that is particularly good anyway. It's going to cut out. Let me look at my opponent's graveyard real quick. I want to get an idea of what they have in their deck list, because they've actually gone through quite a few cards. What are you casting? Archive Trap? Hardcast? Okay, so we're dead. Whatever. Alright. They're a very not aggressive version of Mill. So their version of Mill is not very aggressive. We know they have a lot of fetch lands. We know they have not Wastelands, Cephalid Coliseums. Chalice Wood's going to be great. I don't know if they have Planeswalkers. If they do, Chalice Suppression Field's going to be good. Suppression Field's widespread, excuse me. Mode's not going to be relevant. Humility, I'm not really huge on. Rule of Law, I am huge on because it stops them from chaining spells on us. Crucible's going to be fine because we're going to be able to replay things from our graveyard. Humility might be worth it, but I don't think it is. I mean, we're against Mill, so maybe we might just still want additional cards in our deck. So I might just do this. Run with 67. I'll pull in Time Reinforcements. To play like a Hedron Crab, I can play Time Reinforcements, get a few creatures in play, and start getting for some damage. Our Rule of Laws are going to allow us to slow them down from casting multiple spells in one turn. The Force Suppression Field is going to help keep their fetch lands dead. So this should be good. We definitely want the smokestacks. We definitely want the crucibles. We definitely want the transfers and the chalices. So we're going to keep those. I'm going to board up cards because we are against Mill, so we want to have a little bit of extra leeway. In general, because we have so much lands, I'm fine with that. Oh my god, this hand's pretty good. I'm going to City Chalice. I don't want to have to lose my land in order to play a Suppression Field next turn, but I mean, I want to get this Chalice down as soon as possible. This will shut down all their Hedron Crabs. It shuts down all like the Visions of Beyond. Makes them use the Force of Will, apparently. So my opponent just always has the right type of Force of Will. That's good. What are you pitching? Come on. So Force Pitch Ponder. Okay. That's unfortunate. Force Will at the right time. Not much you can do with that. We will get a chance to put Special Field in play, which is nice. And there's that stupid Hedron Crab. Hedron Crab, however you pronounce it. Special Field will be able to shut down their fetch lands, though. So if my opponent's on just like a bunch of fetch lands, it'll be okay to shut that down. We have additional Special Fields, so we can play an additional one as well to really keep my opponent off fetch lands. I don't want my opponent's graveyard out there. I want it over there. Alright, that resolves, so if they have days, that's why they didn't counter it. It's going to be a little bit slow going, because once we can get an Elspeth in play, we're obviously going to have to pay at least 2 mana, if not 4, to get the ability. Okay, Flagstone's Living Ring, and Crucible Worlds. Okay. No attack with the Hedron Crab is a mistake. I'll play his next suppression field. My opponent might have a daze here, which would suck because they have Hedron Crab in play and it ensures they have no landfall, but if they don't, this basically means all their fetch lands are dead. My opponent's very heavy on islands as well, I've noticed. Rule of Law, Wasteland, Plains. Okay. Luckily, we're just against Hedron Crab right now. We're going to try and jam a transfer here. My opponent does have 3 lands, so this is fairly irrelevant. My opponent can still cast pretty much all their spells, but they can only, at least with this, they can only cast 1 spell a turn. Echoing Truth to bounce both my suppression fields. Oh, that's rude. Okay. So my opponent's got all the answers, apparently. I would not be surprised to see a surgical on my smokestack here. Elspeth, Crucible. Limps. This is getting very aggressive on their part, so this is not good for us. I think I just have to jam an Elspeth here. I don't want to take a chance of them surgicaling it out. So I'm going to make a token. Next turn we'll play probably... I don't know what we'll do next turn. I might just have to tick up this token, punch them for 4, and jam 2 suppression fields. And then from there we can... Visions Beyond's brutal. From there we'll be able to still jam Elspeth every turn. So I hit another Smokestack, Tabernacle, and a Flagstone. A little frustrating. Yeah, I'm just going to play a Smokestack, actually. We're going to hopefully resolve this. We're going to hopefully tear apart my opponent's board in a good amount of time. Oh, I have to be able to resolve this because of that. I mean, no reason for us not to attack. It's not like we lose the creature here. So hopefully the Smokestack can actually get enough through before we're dead. We do have a transfer in play. Smokestack for 1 will get rid of 1, then Smokestack for 2. So if we can get through 1 and 2, I think we'll have enough to get there. We're at 27 cards after that. I don't know if I'll have enough. The Smokestack might be a turn too late. Them having like the Echoing Truth, both my suppression fields, and the Force Flag, my Chalice, and the Force for whatever else it was I tried to resolve at one point. The Rule of Law, I think it was. Oh my god, another fetch land, Jesus Christ. Oh boy, my opponent is very, very land heavy, which is not good for us. Yeah, I think we're just like dead to mill here. Next turn, I'm probably just going to jam at least one of these suppression fields. I need taxing in my opponent's mana at this point. It's worth it. Transfer Rule of Law Plains. Okay. Brain Freeze. Okay. So we're going to get 6 cards milled here, go down to 15. My opponent's done a really good job of basically comboing us out. I can give him that. Oh, it's a little like... My opponent's draw this game has been very good. And I'm definitely feeling a little salty here, not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and fly one of these. I will jam a suppression field here. Tax my opponent's mana even more. I say okay. I say okay. We're gonna attack with all. I have 14 cards in my deck. My opponent stacks 1 permanent here. I'm gonna have to stack 2 next turn. The Smokestack's not gonna be fast enough. That last turn was pretty good. They found a lot of fetch lands. I think 3 of these 3 islands were all, I think, played regularly. These 3 duels were all from fetch lands. Alright, down to 5 lands. Ugh. They're going to force me to search with an Archive Trap here. I have been to activate that and pay for Archive Trap, so... Oh, they don't have been to activate that, actually. Yeah, even that hard cast, Brain Freeze, yeah, that's... Jesus fucking Christ. I'm just going to say, I must say this is the best Mill deck I've seen. Good games. I've clearly lost that. Down to 2 cards, I'm just dead. I can't kill my opponent fast enough. That was aggravating. So tilting. Fucking Mill. This is why I always need to have Leyline of Sanctity in my sideboard for Stax. So like timely reinforcements could come out for Leyline of Sanctity. I prefer to have both for like burn. So if I had to change anything, Suppression Field's been pretty good tonight. So I don't know if I would drop the Suppression Fields for him, but usually Suppression Field's not my 75. Where's the cat? Or who is the cat? Wait, that's my cat there. My cat's name is, we call him Ham, or Loaf. His name is Barrios, but we think that's a stupid name. My sister gave him that name before we took him in. So we've lost all 5 die rolls tonight, if I remember correctly. We might have won 1, but I'm fairly certain we lost all 5. So that's not fun. This hand is no good. 28 lands on the deck. Where are my lands? Come on, deck. I'm going to turn 1 Chalice, potentially. Possibly turn 2 Transfer. Draw the White Stars, we can moat down. I'm going to keep this. It's got something to do, but not huge on this hand. I don't really want another Transfer. It's possible another Transfer in case my opponent's playing like Days and Force and stuff is worth it, but what the hell's going on here? Opponent accidentally passing through their turn, or? Opponent's probing, okay. Opponent's probing again. So, Storm, Belcher, maybe a Delver variant? Probably not, because I can't picture Delver keeping 0 land probes. Could randomly be like, I think could randomly be Dredge, but probably not with probes. Like, no, Dredge might run probes, but regular Dredge wouldn't, I don't think. More like LED Dredge, I don't think runs probes, just because they run Careful Study, Faith Swinging, and Breakthrough. What else can my opponent be on where they go to their second main phase and probe us twice and then do nothing? It's gotta be Storm, probably. Like, Storm can keep, like, no land hands, so that could be the case. It's unfortunate we're going to turn 2 this Transfer instead of turn 1. I'm happy about the second Wasteland. If my opponent has duels at all, the Transfer next turn plus Wastelands are going to do a very good job to keep my opponent down. Taiga, so my guess would definitely be Belcher now. Which means his hand's probably going to be a little bit slow. If my opponent just goes on, like, empty, Moat will be very good if we can land it. We need a Mox Diamond. I kind of figured this might be Belcher. I'm a little surprised they probed twice, though. I guess they were trying to just get there. At the moment, if they have Belcher, they can't just kill us. They have a Rite of Flame, they can't kill us. They have a Rite of Flame, Pyretic Ritual Belcher, they can kill us. They've probed us a bunch of times, they know we have moats. I can't picture they're going to empty. They have to know empty is not good enough. Definitely want a Mox Diamond. If I could next turn a moat, if they go empty, that'd be great. Tabernacle wouldn't be bad either. Belcher's not good. So, like, ooh, Mox Diamond, sweet. So I think here I probably just want to go ahead and get this Trinisphere out, and then wasteland them the next turn. It makes it much harder for them to actually kill us with Belcher, because they'll have to have like double Spirit Guide plus their Taiga at this point to kill us with Belcher. They can't cast spells otherwise. Once we wasteland the Taiga, that's going to make it even more difficult for them. It require them to have 3 Spirit Guides to kill us. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this Taiga. We know Belcher's going to be auto-kill because Taiga's already gone. I'm going to go ahead and resolve a moat in case they somehow get mana. If we draw like an O-Ring, we get rid of Belcher. Moat will stop it if they somehow get the mana to like still storm off and empty us through a Trinisphere. Which, if that happens, I'll just probably go and slit my wrist, honestly. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I do need to find a win condition soon. I'm just going to play this Mox Diamond, pitch this Flagstones. I didn't need that extra mana, I guess. Discard that. Go ahead. Get rid of my mana pool. Get a Belcher. What you got? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if they get the mana storm off, they just kill me with Belcher anyway. If I O-Ring or whatever. Alright, so they definitely can't empty us. So they have to at this point. So at this point, they have to just Belcher us because we have Tabernacle and Double Moat. I'd love to find O-Ring to hit this Belcher. Because like I said, if my opponent does get like 3 guides, I think they've used 1. They still have 7 left on the deck. They need 3 guides. They need any... Elspeth's pretty good. So they need 3 guides. They need Seething Song, probably. Or any, like, ritual, really. I mean, even 3 guides just kills us, I guess, because it activates Belcher. I really need an O-Ring here. Kitty! Where is he? Oh, there he is. Just sitting there like himself. Yeah, if I were that flexible, I'll tell you. Okay, yes, pay for that. I wouldn't mind a Crucible in play. I don't really see a reason to have one in play, but I wouldn't mind it. Cat's pretty cute, yeah. Give me that. We're gonna just increase our clock here and just pump the soldier and punch them with it. Not really in the business, so just make a bunch of soldiers. Just punching them forward turn is probably fast enough. It's 4-turn clock. Making another soldier, hitting for 1. Yeah, that just this is the fastest clock I can make with an Elspeth currently. So I'm just gonna do this. My opponent has to go discard this turn, so we're gonna see what they have in hand. Okay, yeah, we'll pay for the soldier. That's fine. Yes, his name is Ham. At least that's what the wife calls him. I will keep this untapped 1. Not that it matters. Okay, let's go to planes. Yay, planes. Pump this soldier. Let's punch my opponent. Alright, 2 turns away from winning. Yeah, I don't need extra permanents for Stax. I mean, if I drew a Stax, I'd still play it because the Stax tick up to 1 at least answers their Belcher. So, alright, my opponent scoops. That's good. I kind of figured that was going to happen, but that's still good. Suppression Field shuts down Charbelcher. Well, it makes Charbelcher cost 5, which is relevant. Does it shut off anything else in their deck, though? I don't think it does. I don't think it's actually worth it to bring in. Rule Law definitely comes in, that's for show. Timely Reinforcements is probably fine as a one-of. Moats I'm definitely keeping, because if they go the empty plan, I want those. Actually, fine cutting Crucible Worlds. Crucible Worlds isn't really relevant here, so I cut Crucible Worlds, bring in 1 timely reinforcements and 3 rule of law. We will have those awkward scenarios where like timely reinforcements can buy us turns against empty, and then like we can gem a moat or whatever. Timely reinforcements at least me like make 3 dudes, gain 6 life, so it essentially like fogs half of their clock. They go turn 1 empty, we have Tabernacle, which is great. At the moment we can't jam anything else though. God. I don't think I can keep this. A mulligan, I think we can do a little bit better than that. This is worse than that. Mulligan again. Well, we're close to a turn sphere, I guess, so we're going to keep this. Moat's on bottom. So if they go empty, we're still good because we have Tabernacle Moat. The double Tabernacle is definitely rough. So my opponent revealing that they have... Now we know they have Taiga. Yeah. So they have... I think they just have a Belcher kill here. It's like Petal. So that'll that makes 2, that makes 3, that makes 6. No, that just makes 5. That makes 6, that makes 7. That's 4 and 3. So they have it here. So my opponent just has a turn 1 with a Belcher, so that's good for them. They got it. Let's see if they do it right. Yep. I got it. 6, that's 7 mana. Here comes a Belcher. There's 3 mana that kill me. They no longer have a Taiga in their deck. I mean, okay, yeah. So they no longer have a Taiga in the deck. So let's see what they revealed. I just want to kind of see if there's anything else I have to worry about, or if it's just pretty typical. Yes, pretty typical Belcher deck. So we're gonna be getting sideboarding. I'm kind of thinking I might want those stupid suppression fields now. Do I want suppression fields? I don't even know. I think suppression field's good enough where I don't need the Oblivion Ring, so I'm going to do that. Suppression field gives me just like another potential turn 1 like 8 piece against Belcher. So we have a turn 1 Chalice, we have a turn 2 Transfer, we have a Tabernacle, we have Eventual Moat. We're going to keep the F out of this hand. To say it bluntly. Like, Chalice for 0 is probably the most relevant. So I'm actually just going to lead on. I'm going to lead on Chalice for 0. Done. And then I'm going to play Flagstones. I'll play Flagstones. Next turn we can jam a Transfer, and we should have it from there. I almost Chalice for 1, but it shuts off like just Probe and Rite of Flame. I don't think that's good enough. I think Chalice for 0 is better to shut down like LED, Lotus Petals, all that. I hope I'm not wrong, but find out. Hey, my opponent scoops went 3-2. We won our points back and we got a treasure chest. Awesome. Opponent scoop from the game. So let's view that deck real quick. So 3-2 with Dutch Stax. So Dutch Stax is the deck that runs 4 moats, 4 tabernacles. The one that, if you've ever heard about them, pretty much one of the most expensive decks in the game, this is it. I mean, Tabernacles $1,500 a piece. You're looking at $6,000 in cardboard right there, and then moats are like $400 a piece right now. So you're looking at $1,600 in cardboard there, about $500. So yeah, pretty expensive deck. Crucibles are almost $100 a piece. Sage Traders are $150. H2 is like $30. So very expensive deck. Yeah, Chalice for 0, especially when it's like I had a turn 2 transfer and Chalice for 0 just was like, okay, Chalice for 0 pretty much shuts you down from killing me turn 1. Turn 2 transfer shuts you off from killing me in general, and then having Tabernacle just wins the game at that point. Right? Yeah. I mean, they could still potentially Belcher me, not through a transfer, I don't think, though. My opponent just saw it, had transfer, and scooped after I had the Chalice for 0. Alright, so Stax, Prison deck, running 4 Chalice of Void to shut your opponent off specific converted mana cost of cards. Like Chalice 1, Brainstorm Ponder, Preordain, Taxing Probe, Deathrite, Delver, etc. 4 Transfer, makes your opponent pay at least 3 mana for cards. It's a great way, like you resolve a Transfer, you can usually early game allow you to resolve all the rest of your spells. If your opponent wants to put any type of pressure on you, they have to have 6 mana to do it at that point, essentially. So it'd have to be like, like 3 mana for my threat, and then 3 mana for like a force or counterspell or daze or whatever to counter like, my next smokestack or my moat or my other, strong lock piece, or like my Elspeth. 4 Crucible Worlds pairs really well with like the Mox Diamonds, pitching lands to it, and then like keeps like a Wasteland lockup if we want to. Crucible Worlds also helps us maintain smokestacks, which is kind of the points there. 4 Oblivion Ring gives us out to like Planeswalkers, stuff like Gurmag Angler, stuff like Flyers. Like we struggled against the Flickerless. We had 3 Moat in play, then died to a Flickerless against Death and Taxes because we couldn't answer it. And 4 Moat keeps creatures on the ground from attacking us, like True Name, Young Pyromancer, and all Young Pyromancer's friends and whatnot. And then we have like, so a lot of times, like a lot of Stax decks are like 4 Tomb, 4 City, and then like, maybe 8 Plains. This deck is much heavier in mana because we are much heavier in white mana sources than a lot of Stax decks. A lot of Stax decks, you will see like 4 Plains or so with 4 Flagstones, maybe 6 Plains, and like 4-inch Tomb, 4 Sacred Traders. This deck needs the double white in the moats. It needs the double white in the Elspeths. Like, we're not trying to resolve like Barraskulls and stuff like that here. We're trying to resolve like Elspeths and moats. Postboard, we're trying to resolve Humilities. So postboard, we have access to stuff like Suppression Field to shut down like greedy mana decks with like a lot of fetch lands and whatnot. Things like Deathrite Shaman, where Deathrite, oftentimes can help them dig out from under your lock. Since it's mana, the ability it has that creates mana is not technically a mana ability. Suppression Field will nerf that, which allows us to keep Critical Worlds online easier against opposing Deathrites. 3 Rule Law, so it's just anti-storm piece. It's each player can't cast more than 1 spell a turn. Slows your opponents down a lot. Makes it so your storm opponents can't even kill you. Timely Reinforcements, card against burn. I definitely want some number of Leyline of Sanctity in my sideboard from now on. After playing against Mill and losing, pretty salty about that, so I definitely want some Leyline of Sanctity on my board, as I usually do have, but didn't have access to for this tournament. Or this league, I should say. I had 4 Humilities, great against general creature decks. Because that actually went pretty quick, I'm actually gonna go to this tournament practice room and play a few games, so we can get some more experience. With this deck. For everyone that's just tuned in, I want to thank you for stopping by. So everyone knows, this is made possible by Hips of the Coast with our partnership with Card Hoarder. Card Hoarder gives us an allowance of ticks that we can use towards cards, and it allows me to basically play a new deck every single week. Yeah, I'll play first. Can't really do anything meaningful with this hand, but I could just lead on Plains and say go. We have mana, which is nice. We have a Smokestack, we have a Moat, we have O-Ring, so I'm actually pretty happy with this hand as is. Obviously, I'd love like a turn 1 Chalice, or turn 1 Transfer, but beggars can't be choosers. We're against burn, great. Remember how I was saying about how I want Leyline of Sanctities? Yeah, about that. Opponent forgot to attack me. So I guess we're just going to take advantage of that and play a Moat. I guess my opponent can't attack me. So if my opponent's got a creature heavy hand, they can't do anything about it. I can resolve the Smokestack next turn. I definitely want to draw like a Transfer, though. I'd like to keep my opponent off just killing me with burn spells. I'd like to draw Transfer, I'd like to draw Crucible. Am I going to Seattle? At the moment, it does not appear as though Kate and I are going to Seattle. It's only 2 months away, so we got to figure it out soon if we are going. Money's just a little tight right now, so we might not be able to make it. I'm not personally like a hipster, but I do work for Hips of the Coast, writing Brew Corner. I write a bi-weekly column where I kind of brew up decks, or just kind of like take a deck that exists and like add some like really nice spice to it. It's a lot of fun. Like for me, Magic's fun. Like I could stay up Check Pile and play it tomorrow. I can stay up Miracles and play it tomorrow. I don't. That's not really what I'm for. I'm not for it. I like playing fun decks that just, well, maybe not fun decks for people playing against me, but I like playing decks that I consider fun. This is Legacy, yes. This is Legacy Dutch Stax. So it's 4 Moats, 4 Tabernacles. Sideboard has 4 Humilities. It's fun. Alright, so this is a little awkward. My opponent's made plenty of land drops. They have 2 creatures on board. They're actually at parity with us on board. I mean, next turn I can play an O-Ring to get rid of one of their lackeys, so we can get the Smokestack. How do I beat combo? This deck has 4 Chalice of the Void, 4 Transfer. Oh, this is Goblins. This isn't Burn. Sweet. I think we win then. I don't think Goblins could beat this deck. We do want to keep our opponent off of Krenko, at least. There's that. Krenko would be a problem for us. So I believe I'm going to O-Ring this Goblin Chieftain. Oh, that was Goblin Lackey they played first turn, not Goblin Guide. Oh, that makes way more sense now. I misread this game horribly. Ring. I just looked at the Goblin Lackey and assumed it was a Goblin Guide because I haven't seen anyone play Goblins in Legacy in like years now. Like I was privy, like I know like one of our writers for a while, Sandro, for hipsters. I met him at GP Vegas, and he plays Goblins. I don't meet that many people that play Goblins anymore because Goblins just isn't really the deck it used to be. I don't know. I think the Goblin Lackey somebody was Goblin Guide. Then they played the Goblin Guide, so I was thinking they had two, and they were just different arts. So I'm very tired. I'm not paying very close attention. I was thinking this was Burn and thinking, okay, we're just kind of screwed here because this is not a great matchup for us. I don't want to be just yielding to these smokestack triggers. What's going on here? Did I F6? Is that what's going on? Oh, that's happening. Opponent is sacrificing a permanent. Like to keep them off 4 mana so they can't get a Krenko in play. Krenko would give them the ability to make a lot of tokens that we can't answer. Yeah, I don't know how the hell I missed the fact that this is a Goblin Lackey, not a Goblin Guide. Hey, nice Goblin Pile Driver. The card seems sweet. Not here, but otherwise it seems sweet. So my opponent's just trying to get a board state right now because we have a smokestack. So if they have Goblin Grenade, what the flip? Okay, sure. So if my opponent has a Krenko on board and we have a smokestack, their Krenko can make like, it can make 1 token for itself and like 2 token. It eventually just styles out control to where my smokestack can't keep the board clean. They would be able to out permanent me basically. I'm going to sacrifice this moat because I'm just going to lead up with another moat. I'll give my opponent like that slight sense of possible relief and whatnot. Yes, I'll use Smokestack's ability. I'll add another. How is he beating Pass Moat? My opponent isn't beating Pass Moat. My opponent was able to. My opponent was able to Goblin Grenade us. Let's play another moat here. We'll pass the turn. My opponent will have to sacrifice 2 permanents. Likely on my next turn, I'm going to sacrifice the Smokestack and Oblivion Ring. So I'm going to go down to just 2 permanents. They can have this Goblin Chieftain back, which they're just going to have to sacrifice next turn anyways, probably. But my opponent has Double Bullet and Goblin Grenade. I'd be very impressed. Goblin Guide? Okay. Goblin Guide's out of Goblin. This is very interesting. Maybe this turn will just... I think I want to maintain this for 1 more turn. I think we can afford it. Yeah, I think we can afford 1 more turn. So I'm going to sack this Ancient Tomb. I will sack this Oblivion Ring. Okay. I'm not going to add another counter, though. Okay. No, don't add another. We'll play this other Smokestack. And we'll likely end up sacrificing. Let's play the Elspeth here, right? Let's play the Elspeth here, I think. The Elspeth is going to be better than the other Smokestack, but... So next turn I sack Smokestack. I sack this token. Play another Smokestack. And then from here on, I think they just are locked out. I don't know if they can play enough. At this point, I don't know if they'll be able to play enough permanents to actually keep ahead of this at this point. Okay. So my opponent's keeping their lands. Do I have to keep the Smokestack another turn? Something like that. So I think if I stack the Soldier... Okay, my opponent scooped. That's cool. I won the match, apparently. So my opponent scooped in general. I don't think they particularly want to play against that deck. I will play 1 more game, then we're probably going to call it a night. I think 7 matches of this is enough. 2 hours of streaming is pretty good, so I like to maintain my streams at least 2 hours. This is the person we just played against. I'm not going to concede the match. I'll let them do that. I roll a 2, they roll a 6. Okay. It's possible if my opponent knew that they were going to end up in a match with us again, they might have chosen a different deck, but this hand's not great. I think I have to mulligan this. Against goblins, that hand's just not really doing anything enough. This hand's pretty bad too against goblins. This hand's got Tabernacle and a lot of mana. I don't need this City of Traders, so we're going to bottom that. Swap. So my opponent's on a different deck, so that first hand might have been pretty good. Dark Ritual. What are you doing? This is Pox. Hypnotic Spectre. Okay. Sweet. Probably should have waited on the Sage Rays, honestly. I kind of don't want to end up discarding this Tabernacle. I'm going to Chalice for 1, though. Keeps my opponent off discard and whatnot, which is probably what they're aiming to do. At least keeps my opponent off 1 mana discard. I probably should have just played Plains. Probably should have just played Plains or Tabernacle and just call it and then just let go, honestly. Your opponent starts off Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre. It's a little throw you off a little bit, for sure. Losing the Sage Rays kind of sucks, too. My next card's Crucible Worlds will be fine, but you can make us random discard lands all day. We'll just replay them, yay! Let's see here. What are you doing? Are you doing anything? No, you're just going to attack with a hippie? Is there anything else you're going to do? Okay, we're going to discard a card at random because they're going to have a trigger. We generally won't have responses to this trigger, so it's going to auto-yield to that. Okay, so we don't have the Plains now. That's fine. Flagstones, that's not ideal. We're going to lose the city anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and play City of Traders, Tabernacle. I guess, yeah, maybe Flagstones is better to play and just get rid of the Tabernacle. Might have just been better to just play nothing, honestly. Thinking my opponent was going to be on the same deck was unfortunate. In all fairness, this deck would have been absolutely horrible to play against goblins. This hand was pretty bad against goblins anyway. So we're going to lose this Flagstone to Trocare. Okay. Oh, it's still stuck on 1 mana. Oh, there's a bog. That's not good. It dumps all these lands that we would love to get back. That's rude. Really should show you who it's targeted. I don't like the fact that it shows both players being highlighted. Clearly we're being targeted. We're just going to discard this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The opponent's on 2 mana, but they're still on 1-drops essentially at this point, unless they play another land here. I wouldn't mind if they got rid of their hippie, but I don't think they're going to. A little bit of poor sequencing with our lands, of course, but that's fine. Come on, opponent, do something. Gonna him to Torok me. Oh no, I was gonna discard that anyway. No, not the him to Torok. Alright, I might just concede this game. So we don't have enough mana to play to actually cast things when we top deck them, so the Hippie's just gonna get rid of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and concede this game. Hippie does have flying, so I'm gonna bring humilities. I don't think humilities are going to be really that relevant, honestly. Oh, my opponent scooped. Apparently my opponent doesn't want to do that again, so that'll be it for today. So to wrap everything up, I want to say thank you to Hipster to the Coast and Card Hoarder for supporting the stream, making this possible, bringing you this content every day, or twice a week, I should say, since I don't play every day. I want to say thank you to everyone that stopped by. Make sure if you want to keep up with the stream for the rest of February, I'm still trying to find the meanest deck in the Magic. So if you like what you watched tonight and you want to see more misery from my opponents, make sure you follow me on Twitch or follow me on Twitter. If you missed the video and you would like to go back and look at it, it'll be stored in my VODs in Twitch. If you miss it there, it'll actually be on YouTube under Aaron Gazaniga. Oh my god, Cube April's in Legacy. Hold on, I gotta do one more. No, I missed it. Damn it. I was gonna say, I would love to fight her in Legacy. I'm on 2 miserable decks, but thank you everyone for stopping by. So my Twitch, my overlay has at Aaron Xaniga. That's my Twitter name. It's also my YouTube name. It's also my MTGO name. So if you want to find me in all those formats, be sure to check out there. I want to say thank you again, and have a good night, everyone.